Now joined by the Coors Light Pole Award winner for tomorrow's Zippo 200 at the Glen, Joey Logano, who's the driver of the number 12 Snap-on Ford. Joey, once again, it's Team Penske on the front row. You and your teammate Brad Keselowski over there. Talk a little bit about your lap out there to get the pole.
Yeah, it felt great. It's funny, after the first round, said to the guys, I got to run an 80 to get the pole, I think. And I think we ran an 85, which I didn't think was going to be good enough. So, and it barely was. Overall, super proud of this 12 team. It's kind of a team that we, kind of put together a bunch of people from the shop and run this car part-time. And it's a big deal for them to get out here and get a pole and have a nice starting spot for tomorrow. It's also a big pick-me-up for Team Penske Xfinity side. We've had a tough year, as you guys know, and it's nice to have a little token that, at least we got some speed here at Watkins Glen this weekend and be able to, put it on the pole and in the front row. So I'm proud of that. I'm proud of the effort everyone's put into that, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully we can do the same things we did last year.
All right, we'll now open up to questions for Joey. Please raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you. We'll start over here with Zach.
Zach Tanz with a fun stretch. With 5 straight poles here for the team and 3 straight for you and Brad, did you guys come here and really expect to be fast? Do you guys expect to bring the speed even with a new repave?
I think it's hard to expect speed. I think if you expect that, you probably won't be. If you expect to be fast, you're not going to work hard. I think we always like working, maybe thinking that we're behind and be able to get ahead. And at least that's the way I approach things. And, yes, we've been fast here in the past, but let's face it, it's a different racetrack. It repaved it, a lot of differences, different tire and all that. So it's nice to see the speed transfer over in both cars today. So I'm excited about that in the Cup side as well. So, hey, do we expect it? No. Well, I mean, you hope to be fast for sure, but, kind of cautiously optimistic.
And also, Joey, I know you said you just barely got the pole on that, but you actually set the qualifying record here at the Glen with that lap, 124.552 miles per hour with that lap. We'll go to Chris next.
Cool.
ChrisKnightCatchFence.com. Joey's 7 Sprint Cup drivers will be in the race tomorrow, including yourself. Do you feel like that presents a more difficult challenge to win from last year?
It ain't easy, that's for sure. The Cup guys are Cup racers for a reason, right? They're really good. The more you put into an Xfinity race, the more it becomes a Cup race. And, I think it's definitely going to be a challenge to beat them. But, I think your hitters are looking at, the typical guys that are fast in the Cup car. They're going to be fast in the Xfinity cars as well, obviously, and they're with great race teams as well. So I think there's a good 5 or 6 cars that are going to be up there racing each other, and I think it's going to be a pretty good race. The cars are actually pretty fun. They draft a lot, which is pretty cool, and the way the noses are so high on road courses and stuff, the penalty of being behind a car isn't really big, so it's kind of nice. It's going to be hard, I think, to pull away. I think for that reason, I still think a fast car would be able to pull away some and have some advantage up front, but it won't be as big as what we typically see.
Do you think with the repave this year, and or I guess running the Xfinity race, does it have a bigger advantage this time around because of the repave, and that's why we see so many drivers running this race?
I think so. It's always an advantage to run road courses, I think, in my opinion, because we don't do it very often, right? We're not road course guys, and it seems like it's amazing how much better everyone's got at it, from what it used to be. I feel like we can stick, any of these guys that run up front in the Cup race in any type of, road course series and be able to go out there and compete for wins. I feel like these guys are really, really good at it. So it's fun to be a part of that group. And how much effort everyone puts into 2 races a year. And that's what I meant, how big of a deal it was last year to have a road course win on your record, because it's so hard to do it, and these guys are so good at it. So it's nice to be able to break through and be part of that group. But, I think it is an advantage to run this race just to get some more laps, because, like I said, we don't do it very often.
We'll go over here to Stan.
Stan Creekmore with the Racing Experts. Brad Keselowski said between Thursday and qualifying, he gained 5 seconds a lap in getting around faster, just because he was learning more and getting used to it and everything. How much do you think you gained over the last 3 days? And how much of the race tomorrow is actually going to be a learning process as it goes on?
To answer your second part of the question, I don't think that much. We're going to go out there and hammer down right off the bat, and I feel like for the most part, I mean, we've picked up so much that we're kind of at that peak that it becomes harder. A lot of the time picked up isn't because of driver. Some of it is, yes, because you have to get used to the new surface and all that, but as much as anything, it's the track rubbering in. It's figuring out your race car and what it takes to go fast. Getting that out of your car. So for a while here yesterday, yesterday, every run was faster. You go faster, you go faster, you go faster. And it just kept jumping up the board. Everyone kept jumping. Every time they went out, it went faster. So that's just, somewhat kind of just part of a repave. Some of it's just the first time these cars have been on the racetrack with the repave. Some of that stuff just all kind of goes together. And obviously drivers getting used to the new repave. So those three things, I think, add up to being a lot of time. I don't know what our first laps were to where we are now, but I know we're going a lot faster than we did when we started.
We'll go to Lee up front.
Lee Spencer, motorsport.com. It appears that there's going to be an announcement that Eric Jones will be driving Sprint Cup next year with Furniture Row Racing. And I'm just wondering, for somebody who was fast-tracked up to Cup at a young age, do you have any advice for him? Having raced him in Xfinity, do you think he's ready to make that next move?
Yeah, I do think he's ready. He has a lot more experience than I had when I went into it. I had a half a year of Xfinity, and they threw me in one. So, he's got some trucks and some Xfinity, and he dabbled in some Cup races already and done a well job. So, I think, obviously, just, for me, I learned how to handle situations better as I had got more experience and how to gain respect from guys. And some of the ways I did it in the beginning maybe have been the wrong way, but hey, you know what? You learn from it. And my advice to anyone is to make mistakes, because I think mistakes are a good thing as long as you learn from them and don't make them again. That's my theory on life. A lot of times is, I don't regret any mistake that I made. I regret mistakes that I made twice.
All right, Joey. Well, thanks and congratulations on the pole sitting run today.
Great. Thank you, guys.